Hello everyone and welcome to Thorough Newspaper Analysis, which is brought to you by LawSikho. So today we have only one article, and that too a very short article, which is from the Hindu. So the title of this article is The Rise of the AI Economy. So by AI we mean artificial intelligence, and this basically talks about that how and in what ways does the artificial intelligence have the potential to add to the economy of India, and what are the major steps or major strategic investments that we need to make in this direction. And secondly, we have the news in flash column wherein we'll be discussing small and crisp news points more important for our prelims exam. So if you're also preparing for judicial services examination, you can check out the lot of the courses, which is judiciary test prep course at LawSikho. The link to this course is available in the description box below, and from there you can also download free study material. Also, the PDF of this discussion is available on the Telegram group of LawSikho. The link to that group is also there in the description box. You can definitely be a participant to it. With this, let's see what is the multiple choice question from yesterday's discussion. Who is the newly appointed first Indian origin CEO of the WHO Foundation? Your options are Anil Soni, second, Soumya Swaminathan, third, Jane Ellison, or fourth, Raj Kamal Jha. You can write down your answer in the comment section below. Your descriptive question is, discuss how artificial intelligence can be used to meet India's socio-economic needs. So the answer can be written in the word limit of maximum 250 to 300 words. With this, let's start the discussion for today's article. So according to the Department of Telecommunications, internet consumption in India has risen by 13% after lockdown. Now, since we know that after lockdown, the social life, as in, the real social life of the people has come to an halt, and it is only through the virtual world and through virtual communication that we are able to do our work. And most of us are also pursuing our work from home regime as well. So in such a scenario, according to the Department of Telecommunications, internet consumption has risen by 13% since this time. And then the user data generated can be harnessed for AI. Now, this data that we are able to collect since the lockdown can be a very good food and fodder for the artificial intelligence harnessing, as to we'll be able to understand that what are the areas wherein there is a greater scope for the implementation of AI techniques or the machine learning programs, and where the jobs of the humans can be made easier and more convenient with the help of artificial intelligence. With this, it is also important to understand that what has been India's perspective and progress in the field of artificial intelligence. So we have a national strategy for artificial intelligence, which comes from Niti Aayog, which is called as AI for all. So basically it is artificial intelligence for all. So this initiative must be kept in mind. This can also be quoted in our essay if it comes related to artificial intelligence, or even a mains question. So it is AI for all for inclusive growth, and identifies healthcare, agriculture, small mobility, and transportation as focus areas for social impact. So these are all the areas wherein artificial intelligence is considered to be of importance. Then the state governments of Telangana, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Maharashtra have announced their AI policies and strategies. So these are the states which are a bit advanced in implementing the AI techniques into their own states. So then tech companies have established AI centers of excellence. So many technological companies which deal with computer science, data science, and other such related such related occupations or systems. So they have also established artificial intelligence centers of excellence, which actually help for a smoother functioning of their entire setup. So then data and artificial intelligence can contribute 450 to 500 billion dollars to India's GDP by 2025, which is a very, very huge amount, and which is a very, huge contribution as well. So this will basically amount to be 10% of India's $5 trillion economy goal. So as we know that India is aiming to achieve or to become a $5 trillion, an economy which is worth $5 trillion by 2025. So this actually can help a lot, and that too by a percentage of 10% in reaching this goal. Now, these are the areas in which we require to give more attention, and there has to be a greater and more specific planning in these areas. So these are three of them. The first one is talent development. So basically, rising demand should meet the right talent. Now, one thing that we need to understand is that when we move towards digitization or artificial intelligence, one con that has always been attached, or one demerit that has always been discussed with this, is that it would lead to unemployment at a very large scale. But we need to understand that in some or the other way, any machine would require human indulgence or human motivation for that matter. And these chances of increased unemployment develop only when the people who are seeking for employment are not skilled enough to handle such intelligence or artificial intelligence equipments. And that is why it is very important that side by side, simultaneously, where at one side we are investing into developing the techniques of artificial intelligence, on the very other side, simultaneously and continuously, we should also develop the talents and skills and knowledge of the people to handle such artificial intelligence efficiently, and also to be an equivalent part of this entire growth in technological regime. So AI workforce nearly doubled from 40,000 in 2018 to 72,000 in 2019. So we can clearly see that the amount of people employed and associated in the artificial intelligence has almost significantly doubled in just 1 year. So still demand continues to outpace supply, and still we have noticed that the demand is greater as compared to the supply of the AI equipments or AI technology or data handling. And that is why here is a huge scope wherein people can be trained and relative talent can be developed into them and skill set can be made, so that we are very much able to suffice the demand that is brought in this entire area. Secondly, policies around data usage, governance, and security. Now, every time it is just impossible to miss the very important aspect of having data security, because whenever we talk about any kind of technological transactions or digitization or even the artificial intelligence or machine learning programs, the very question, or the we can simply, or in a way with clarity we can say, the very thing that impedes or hampers the easy growth and acceptance of these digitization programs is the unavailability of data protection laws. And that is why it is very much important that we allow or we pay a lot of emphasis on bringing in the data protection laws, so that the people are free enough and they feel very much safe while investing their data into such techniques. Because as we know, for example, we try to log in into some kind of software or any kind of machine, like just we can take it into our Apple devices as well. So it requires some data verification, and we need to put our data into it. It may be our mail ID, our name, our phone number, etc. And if at all we do not have trust on this particular device or this entire software system that our personal data will be kept safe by it, it will not be incentivizing us to put in our data or personal information into this. And that is why a balance is needed to be drawn between harnessing and utilizing data, and that is why data protection laws are very much required in this entire area. And thirdly, level of digitization. So the use of technology has increased, but level of digitization is still low. So basically by digitization, we mean that we need to invest in data management frameworks. Like for example, we have always been discussing into moving towards the digital payments, etc., through Phone Pay, RuPay, or Google Pay, and Paytm and other similar portals. But still, there are most of the people who still prefer to use offline means for data transaction, for money transaction, etc., because they still are not able to trust it on the one side, or they do not feel equipped to use such technology. That which means that the level of digitization is not up to the mark. So that is why we need to inculcate the benefits, and we need to make the people understand about the very utilities that come with the technology and data growth. With this, let's see what do we have for news in flash today. Mount Everest grew taller. So yes, because these mountainous regions or the mountains, they have the tendency of both. They can also become short in the height. This can be done due to the erosion which might take place due to water, wind, or other kinds of forces of the world of Earth. And also, these mountains can also grow taller in height due to the movement of either tectonic plates or any other kind of lithospheric movements. That, though, is a very different, entire deep discussion for geography. But yes, recently Nepal and China jointly announced the new height of Mount Everest as 8848.86 meters. So basically, as we already always had been studying that the height of the Mount Everest, which is the tallest mountain range in the world, so it is 8848 meters. But there has been an increase of 86 centimeters in the height of the Mount Everest. So the mountain is known. Now, this another point is very important for a prelims exam, that it is known as Sagar Math in Nepal and Mount Kuamo Langma in China. So the names of Mount Everest must be kept in mind, that it is called as Sagarmat in Nepal and Mount Kuamo Langma in China. So this is the position of Mount Everest. And please remember that Mount Everest falls in Nepal and not India, though it is part of the common Himalayan range, of which India also is a partner to. But the Mount Everest is it falls in the country called in the country of Nepal. So this was all for today. We hope it was a good and informative session for you all. Thank you so much for staying tuned with LawSikho.